more. He is the greatest football player ever to come out of Plymouth State College, and for that matter, the best ever to play in Division III. Earlier this week, Derry's Joe Dudek opened up a piece of mail that informed him that he'd been elected to the National Football Foundation College Football Hall of Fame.
It was a shock, really, because I know how many great players played in the college game, and just to have my name associated with some of those great players is just a real thrill for me.
Joe's numbers were astounding in college. He set an NCAA record for all divisions with 79 touchdowns in his career. He also set the Division III career rushing record with 5,570 yards. He finished 9th on the Heisman Trophy ballot and was on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
It seems like yesterday I was playing at Plymouth State. It seems like yesterday I played on Monday Night Football. It seems like yesterday I was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. But look back, it's been almost 10 years. And I think the birth of my son, who's 16 months old, Joseph James, I think that was I think that's what's brought it all into perspective.
After Plymouth State, Joe took his many talents to the National Football League, where he played for the Denver Broncos. Now, 10 years later, Joe uses many of the things he learned playing football in his position as an executive with the Coors Brewing Company.
When I started talking to people, I said, geez, sales, I said, it's got the same types of things I had in my athletic career. It's competitive, the will to win, to do everything it takes to win, things like that. So I've been fortunate with this sales career. I love what I do. Not many people can go to work every day and say they love what they do. I'm proud of my accomplishments. I really am, and but again, I was fortunate. I was very fortunate, and I'm just happy that I'll be able to share some of the accomplishments I have with my son.
In Derry, I'm Charlie Sherman, WMUR's News 9 Sports.
Recently inducted in the College Football Hall of Fame in August.
Next, I'd like to thank my wife. She's always there for me. I remember back going to my senior year, we had just met, and they had built me up because I was 12 touchdowns short of the great Walter Payton to break the NCAA touchdown record. I needed 12 touchdowns. I had scored 54 already. I needed 66 to break the all-time record of Walter Payton, a person I looked up to. And after 3 games, I had scored only 1 touchdown. Defenses were keen on me like you wouldn't believe. 11 men fronts, and there was no place to go. I started to have dealt with myself and didn't know if I could do it. Well, Jody has always been there with her support. She told me that I had to believe myself.
I almost cracked the whole weekend, until it was over, because every time, even when I think about it now, I'm just blown away by the fact it wasn't supposed to happen to a guy like me. I was just hoping to make the team. I was just hoping to play a little football. I was hoping to get an education. Never in my wildest dreams would I think that my name would be mentioned with the greats like Walter Payton and Terry Bradshaw and all the rest that are there.
From North Quincy High School and Plymouth State College in New Hampshire, Joe Dudek at his induction into the College Football Hall of Fame last August. Yes, he did break that record, finished his college career with 79 touchdowns.
Ultimately, you did break Walter Payton's record, but what I want you to think about is the time when you were tied, and then you got the pitch or the handoff or whatever, and realized, whoa, this could be the one. This is probably the one where I'm going to break that record. And what went through your mind?
I remember, there was a lot of pressure, obviously. The TV cameras were there, this, that, and the other thing. There's a big crowd, everyone expecting big things. It was a home game. And I remember getting a pitch left and bouncing it outside and then cutting back against the grain, and just you could just see the whole thing in front of you. And I'll never remember the relief and the joy of being in that end zone and knowing that that I had done something pretty special that day.
Actually, that entire 1985 season was special. An enterprising sports information director named John Garner thought big and began pushing Dudek for, yes, the Heisman. And Dudek ended up on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
It was 3 pictures. It was a picture of Bo Jackson with a box that was empty. It was a picture of Chuck Long, who ended up coming in second that year with a box that was empty, and there was a picture of me with a check mark, and on the left-hand side it said the thinking fans vote for the 1985 Heisman Trophy. So again, from a guy from a small school like Plymouth State, I was just blown away by it all.
Bo Jackson won the Heisman that year, and he's now pursuing a career in acting. Dudek is a Coors Brewing representative living in Derry, New Hampshire. And for all that happened in 1985, the Panthers had an even better ball club Dudek's freshman year.
That 1982 ball club at Plymouth State, unbeaten, just a powerhouse. Just in your words, how good a team was that?
You know, I wish I could tell you. I don't think we ever got the chance to prove it. We were 10-0. We won, I think, by a margin of about 30 points per game. I think what hurt us was our competition level maybe wasn't as good as it could have been. That wasn't any fault of ours. We would have our starters out by almost halftime in each game. That was my favorite team. We had a defense that was unbelievable. Again, they had the 6 straight shutouts. I think they average, you know, again, I don't have the stats in front of me, but I think the average opponents were like anywhere from 3 to 5 points a game. I mean, that's how low it was. So it made it easy for the offense.
That's Massey in motion. Dudek again, inside the 5, and touchdown.
Out of college, Dudek was drafted by Denver. His pro career was brief, although he made one last splash, a Monday night game during the strike in the NFL.
And in that Monday night game, I was able to be a starter in the NFL and to get 20, 25 carries in a game. And I thought I was able to at least prove to myself that I could perform at that level. I got 128 yards, 2 touchdowns, and we beat the Raiders. So that was at least, it told me, hey, you know what? You can perform at that level, and so can other people coming from Division III.
The 1982 team that Dudek played for as a freshman will be honored on Saturday afternoon at Plymouth State College when the Panthers play Western Connecticut in a Freedom Football Conference game. That game can be seen right here on Nesson on Sunday night at 7 as part of our ECAC Chevy Dealers of New England Game of the Week package.